I get the feeling that...
Smart writing is a forgotten art.
Well, apparently we are allowed to go upstairs. I'm surprised.
Prowls above. Ascend only if you seek it. Death prowl.
Yeah, you warned my friend.
Okay, well that's locked.
Do you enjoy
And
acting
that's
like I don't have
also
ears?
locked. So, yeah, I think if we really want to investigate this place, it's going to have to be after we take out Riker.
Then I think technically we would have a mansion.
Yeah, actually. Free real estate.
The dog growls and bares its teeth at you in a wide, unsettling grin. You swear you see a worm emerge from its grey-pink gums, then burrow back in.
Come closer. I dare you.
Sure.
He sniffs. He snarls.
I am death. There's no defying me.
What are you
The
guarding?
dog's growls intensify and transform into a rhythmic rasp that mimics laughter. You swear you see the ground behind him momentarily churn and tremble.
Do not mock me. You know what lies beneath. But I will not allow you another step closer, Newt. Kanna's already laid claim to it.
Who is Kanna?
She calls herself master. I call her minion. Whatever name you choose, it is her hand that will wield it, not yours.
The dog raises its head to the stormy sky and howls. The earth beneath you vibrates, a dirge plucked on the strings of a rotting lute.
Necrotic troll, you are summoned. Crawl through the gate. The earth opens for thee.
Get behind me and cast Death Resist.
Give me a minute.
Like, way behind me. Like, yeah, at least that far.
Now?
Yep. Was that supposed to be that far away? Or what was that doing?
I'm very confused.
Okay, he's not as strong as the one on the bridge. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still hurt, but it wasn't 1,300 damage.
And you still have death resist, so, you know. Figure out what kills these guys.
Focus on the dog. Whenever you're fighting a necromancer or a summoner, focus on them. Yes, the cute whimpering will not save you, but it will make me feel bad. Air and potentially fire, but it's raining, which is causing some problems, so focus on air and potentially even ice, even though his water resistance is there.
I'm ready.
I think what I'm gonna do.
I'll yield to none.
And then that created a little bit of an ice surface if you want to summon totems, but there's other stuff you could also do.
That didn't feel good.
You could also do global cooling.
Didn't completely shred their magic armor, but what's over there? What's going
What are you doing? Ow. Keep going for him because he's going to keep summoning undead. And I'm death resisting, but only until I take this turn. However, I tested it earlier. If I delay my turn, the death resist will stay.
And okay. Don't have soulmate, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's going to be probably the next thing that goes into memory slot once we figure that out. But you are going to have to start healing me, or you're going to have to put... Yeah, your death resist was the one that was used. Unfortunately, I was planning to use mine, but... Yeah, heal me up. Yep.
Boom. You need armor.
Yeah, armor would be good.
Glory is mine.
I mean, you could do what I did, which would be sprout wings, fly, move away enough to get out, and then go pick up soulmate. Or actually, wait, does Stratus Walk clear it? Really? It clears all of that and not... It gives you the ability to float, and that doesn't. Okay, just fly away. As far away as you can get... Probably not in that... You went, okay, that direction, I guess, but that probably wasn't optimal because of where the archer is. But no, you need to keep going away from them. You need to keep going in the way that you went. You've committed to that direction. You need to keep going in that direction. So it skipped another turn after that? I should have gotten up on the turn I delayed, and I didn't. Beautiful. Just fly back. I'm up now. There's no friggin' point. You weren't able to get far enough away. Because you need to have an action point left to actually flee. And you used both of yours moving. That would work. If you aim it at the troll, it would probably... Okay. Doesn't matter if it hits me, they're hitting physical armor, not magic. Another swap with the archer.
I'll yield to none.
Let's hope none are earmarked for me.
Give me Frozen Bulwark. Give me resistance to ice damage, and then you can just go ham with the ice. Everyone.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, summoner's gone.
There we go.
Elven trees.
Okay, if that was supposed to be Death himself, no.
The dog spirit rolls his head around, gawking at the ground and sky as if he's never seen them before, then locks his eyes on yours. He snarls, unconvincingly.
I am death.
Yep, you sure showed me.
Indeed, the masses tremble at my might. We will retrieve Anathema. Our enemies will bow before the demon blade.
He moves to lick his haunches and seems taken aback by his own translucence.
What's Anathema?
A demon, now a weapon. We heard its call and slayed our allies in its name. It is near. With it, we will slay living and undead alike. There will be no mercy.
The canine spirit lifts his head to howl, but can barely manage a whimper. He tucks his tail between his legs, shocked at his own impotence.
I get the feeling that that's what our creepy necromancer friend wants us to get.
It sounds about right. I mean, it's a demon that got turned into a sword. He's a creepy necromancer. It's all tracking. All very on brand.
Yeah, that's just another way into the mansion. Oh, and put the tooltips back on. They turned off again.
What's this? I found something.
The leg can just stay there. The rotten ones don't.
They don't give you any memories or anything.
Nope, just it's a bad idea.
Just indigestion.
Yep. By indigestion, we mean vomiting everywhere, probably.
Poison, yeah.
There might be keys around before you just start unlocking everything willy-nilly.
We may have to wait on some things until we've...
Taken out Riker?
Yep. Until we've acquired some real estate.
Yes.
A cremation pyre. A cremation pyre.
Okay, that
Fire to ash.
dialogue.
From ember to flame.
Yeah, that was you. I didn't say anything. Yeah, spirit of a lizard.
It's hard not to feel some pride in reptilian engineering. I watched an elf spend hours trying to force his way into a lizard's chest. Eventually, he threw it into the flames. But still it sits there, indestructible. He did not leave empty-handed, unfortunately. I pity the poor salamander that he dragged back to his ghastly home.
Oh, okay. Was not sure. I thought I'd have to cast rain to...
You consider trying to find some lockpicks in your bag, but looking at the chest, you don't see any keyhole. You hear a deep rumbling from inside the chest, and a voice emerges. It hisses and clicks at you in the old tongue, your people's ancient language.
This chest recognizes Consul Zara as master. Speak her words or return me to the flames.
With a quiet click, the lid of the chest swings open.
Some decent stuff in there.
At first glance, the spirit seems much like its host. Hollow, detached. Yet, in its eyes, you see something more ominous, something not apparent before. Agony. Your hand reaches through the spirit. Your source is inert. You see no memories, siphon no emotions. Its face grows even more tortured. It is trapped. Is this Riker's doing?
The spirit's as haunted as the graveyard it roams.
Yep, okay, not liking Riker at all. That's freaky.
A melee took place here, with House of Shadows assassin from the looks of it. I dread a dream undone.
The spirit shimmers faintly, reaching for you with vaporous arms, its voice as weak as the breeze.
Red Prince, art thou truly he? Of prophecy foretold, augured in ancient melody. Rav Mudon, Anan Eket, Vetu Duran.
I'm looking for Brahmos.
Aye, the dreamer passeth by, chased by shadow. With the dreamer thou must speak of what thou art and what thou shalt be. To the dreamer I will take thee, for I too dream. In death I dream, Red Prince. Let me guide thee.
The spirit comes closer and bids you look into its weary, wearying eyes. A sudden fatigue overwhelms you, and you fall asleep. Once more you're in the great dark, but you deftly follow your guide in utter silence. The unseen tendrils lash, but do not find you. Soon you spy it, the solitary red eye, the haven in the horror. That is where you are headed. You arrive at the desert camp, dormant beneath an eternal sunset. Brahmos the Wanderer awaits.
Your Highness, you have found me.
Yeah, it was easy enough this time around. Why are you here?
The House of Shadows stirs, sire. Assassins had me cornered, and so I took the last desperate action left open to me. I fled bodily into the dream realm. This is my world now. To Rivalon, I can never return. Not that it matters. It is but a small sacrifice to make in return for the fulfilling of the prophecy that is the Red Prince. It is time we talk about the prophecy, sire.
Continue.
First, let me ask you a question, Your Majesty. A query that involves the very fundamentals of who we are. Who are we?
Well, common knowledge is that we're the children of Zerl Stissa, but I get the feeling you're going to contradict that.
A falsehood. We are descendants of a race older than the gods. Here is the truth, Red Prince. We were dragons once. All of us. All lizards are descendants of dragons. Great red dragons.
Let's see. Red dragons, red prince. Are you about to mention the red princess?
You anticipate me most accurately, Your Highness. The prophecy, the secret that the House of Dreams has safeguarded for countless millennia, says that when the Red Prince and the Red Princess unite, their children will be dragons, and through their union all lizards will be dragons again. Throughout history, the House of Shadows has spilled the blood of thousands of dreamers to prevent your birth and your union. But we are on the cusp of denying them their long-sought victory. You must go to her, Red Prince. She is waiting for you.
I briefly saw her in Driftwood, but she disappeared before I had a chance to talk to her.
Yes. She is close by, indeed. There is a camp to the north. It's where I was headed before the House of Shadows caught up with me. She knows the House of Dreams is the ally of dragons. She's aware we've been trying to unite you against all the odds. So go to her, for she awaits you with ravenous patience.
Why is the House of Shadows trying to stop the return of red dragons?
No one knows the motives of our enemy. Why they seek to keep us shackled to the ground when we could soar and scorch. They look like lizards, but they think like demons. Though I've been battling them tooth and nail all my life, I cannot say who their leader is, if there even is such a creature, and of what race it is. But in the end, that is of no consequence. Unite with the Red Princess, and your children will breathe the fires of a second sun that will banish all shadow forever.
How did a race of dragons become a race of lizards?
You ask me, sire, about a time when the Seven still strode this world, when the finger of a god would trace lazily along the land and leave in its wake a river. Who can tell what happened when the stars above this paradise darkened in the void and froze even the fire of dragons? All I know is that ever since the first lizards awoke, cold upon rock and sand, some of them dreamt, and in dreams remembered what they were, and could be again.
Can you tell me more about the Red Princess?
Her name is Sadha, Princess of the House of Law. Just like you, she was raised within walls, protected against the world. But unlike you, born within the boastful House of War, her existence was kept a secret. It was I who pushed for secrecy, for as I held you both in my arms mere days after your birth, I knew the moment had come. As I knew, the shadows would close in. You've known each other all your lives through dreams. I watched. You've longed for one another in loneliness. I saw. Two flames you were, with a long black shadow cast in between. But soon, no more in between at all.
Why are all dreamers so overly poetic?
As you wish.
A nonchalant snap of the fingers, and just like that, you're back in the land of the living.
Majesty, thou returnest from the nighttime realm, laden with the promise of prophecy. I, lost soul, know my duty is at an end. Fare thee well, All-Father. Blessed be he, Rav Mudon, Charal Evdekius Racht, Vetu Daran.
Okay. So, I need to go sire a race of dragons. As far as destinies go, it could be worse.
Yep. And, I don't know. There may have been a time that something like that would have shocked or surprised me. But we keep running into some of the most insane stuff ever.
I get the feeling that this thing is going to be something that we end up just
selling because it's probably really cheaty.
Probably.
If we can even pick it
There it is. Well, the immunity to Terrified would have been nice in that one fight. Like, the damage is actually fairly low. It's more for the stats, I guess, which are quite powerful. So yeah, we will just sell it. Okay, just go ahead and pick that open. That's the Surrey Crypt.
Because I don't. Okay, that doesn't add bartering. That adds thievery. That adds thievery. I don't want to be here.
It worked.
Okay, it worked.
Look at all these bones.
It's a crypt. What did you expect to be in here?
I've spotted something.
A button.
Still stuck. There must be another one. I've spotted something.
Another button.
Ah, success.
Oh, yeah.
It won't
Don't
budge.
touch the levers. Prior knowledge is screaming at me to not touch those. We need the code. And if you mess with them before you get the code, then the code no longer works because it's not in the state that the code is expecting them to be in.
And then you have to play with it. This pain.
Yeah, it's a massive pain. Ask us how we know.
Here lies Flannel Snook, sadly missed by all the Snooks.
Just trying to search, not read the tombstone, but okay.
Here lies Glenn Raymond, proud father, died in penury.
I go ahead and open this up. That's where the dog was guarding, and that's, I'm pretty sure that's where we find what we need. Alright, now you stay right there, and if I muck this up, then I will need your help.
So still here. Like the air itself's been petrified. But bone dust. Even the petrified aren't immune to the ravages of time, it seems.
So they were petrified for so long that they died of old age. It's honestly kind of horrifying. Now that one mysteriously actually appears to have a weapon, unlike all the others. So that's probably, what was her name again? Kana?
Yeah. Oh, it was, yeah. That was the actual exact name you got right.
Let's get her last and save, because going by her, judging by her dog, I doubt she's going to be friendly.
Well, isn't this rich? Cursed by a coffin and rescued by a newt. The indignity.
She huffs in annoyance and rolls
Now
out.
you're gonna kill her.
Yep.
Trouble, and for nothing. Never figured I'd need frost armor.
Because you don't have two brain cells to rub together? You can't manage a decent thank you?
But do forgive me. Allow me to bow in gratitude.
She bows in insincere reverence. Her arm rests on her back, hand mere inches from her staff. The deep bow doesn't falter. She locks her eyes with yours and smiles.
Oh, your type is so predictable. Spot a problem and you grab a blade and get to stabbing.
Yeah, that's what you were doing. So, pot, kettle.
A jolt of cursed fire flares from her staff.
Anathema will be mine.
See, you called the Red Prince a newt, so... And that just means you're gonna die. Okay, you're summoning. But if we kill you, your summons go away.
Or summons can summon.
Oh dear.
Her summons can summon.
Okay, at some point, this needs to stop.
This is a Russian doll of skeletons. Okay. Delay your turn because I need to go first so that I can actually see what our resistances are. Okay, she's very resistant to fire and air, so water and earth. My solution was to blow everything up. This should really surprise no one. Nah, she's fortified, so I can't move her. Smite damage the summons as they move in on me. And it's the only attack I got that I can do for 1 AP, so still gonna do that. She's not immune to fire, just resistant. Yeah, earthquake would probably be a good pick. Just make everything go boom.
I'll yield to none.
Just hold the point.
I'll yield to none.
You could do the shield, the ice shield thing, because it's water and earth that we're wanting to hit her with as much as possible.
Glory is mine.
I think if you hit her with just about anything, even just do global cooling to conveniently put the fire out for us.
Anathema.
The spirit's lip curls upwards. She opens her mouth as if to speak, but her words fade in the tomb's chill. The longer you gaze, the more your inner source churns. You are drawn into her, her mind, her body, her past. They are no longer hers, but yours. You sit at a fire. At your left lies a black dog, basking in the warmth. Others huddle behind you. A young elf, a grizzled dwarf, and a skeleton, an undead. You hold a parchment up to the light and point at it. It is there that Anathema can be found. The sky is dark, and the roaring fire is now a sad flicker. The others lie around it in a circle, but you hear no snores. Their chests neither rise nor fall. Their eyelids never twitch. You look to your left. The dog's yellow eyes lock with yours, and the two of you turn from the ring of corpses, and you gasp as you are thrust into the present. You take a few deep heaves, then glance at the spirit. Her mouth continues to gabble, but you're grateful that only silence reaches your ears.
Alright, go ahead and put frost armor on me. That is how you open that without getting petrified. It's a starter spell, you idiot.
If it's the kind of spell you can get in Fort Joy, everyone should have it.
This creature is as blank as a silent monk.
It's not a silent monk.
Dark magic,
But it seems just as blank.
Honestly, in some ways, it's probably very similar to a silent monk. So, honestly, it might be even worse because, granted, we didn't have spirit sight at the time. We haven't seen any silent monks since we got it, have we?
No, we have not, but...
We were picked up by spies.
Dwarves
That was
leave
the
their
glory
dead
and
for the
no
birds to
point, really.
consume. How barbaric.
We are an inspiration to our people.
Two dwarven spirits at loggerheads. In a flash, you are both of them, brother and sister. Your feminine side is a rebel, rising up against the tyrannical queen. Your masculine side is a royalist, loyal to the monarch he loves. As the brother, you rescue your sister from the pikes of the royal guard. Together, you flee across the sea to the melting pot of Driftwood and Reaper's Coast. But in Driftwood, you visit the lizard. You are the sister, and you know that something is wrong. You climb the stairs to rescue your brother, and find him fighting for his life against the dwarves who would rob him.
Yeah, that's what's happened to me every other time I've done that, but not this time.
Both of you die, but your killers do right by their fellow dwarves, and bring you here to lay you to rest. As spirits, you fight for eternity, one convinced that the queen is a tyrant, the other that your treason was wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. You could argue that the Red Prince would probably side with the royalty, but the royalty is trying to launch death fog at people, so siding with the sister.
The sister smiles. She feels vindicated. Her brother still does not agree. The rebellion was a disaster. The rebellion was a mistake that cost them their lives.
Watching the birds pick your body clean is almost soothing. At least you know you're doing some good for a creature. And it means that elf ain't getting his claws on my corpse.
Do you mean Riker?
Not mine specifically, but he creeps from grave to sepulchre, taking what he wants. Whatever he wants.
A grim expression passes across her face as she looks out over the graveyard.
The dead don't rest easy in this garden. Not by half. He lives in the big house by the gate.
Yep, that's Riker.
I ain't about to wander up and ask for a name, mind you. The less I see of him, the happier I'll rest.
We're an example.
You watch yourself. There's a voice whispering promises to the dead around here. Word is that they'll be walking about with flesh on their bones again if they send you to the Hall of Echoes.
Don't suppose it said why it wants me dead specifically.
You're God-woken, ain't you? You've a certain something about your aura. Don't ask me why. But someone out there's got it in for you and everyone like you.
To our people.
The spirit is dressed in tattered ceremonial garb. Eagle feathers tangle in his beard, and bird droppings decorate his robes. He surveys the circling flock with evident satisfaction.
My faithful eagles work still. They know their duty. They need me not. See my feather fall here, prime among my flock. He won't leave my body till naught remains but bleached bone.
Okay, that's evidently what you wanted. So...
We are an
The eagle glowers at you balefully, with eyes like shiny little buttons. One manicured and beribboned claw shoots forth to claim the stringy offal before him. Stretching his neck forward, he peers closely at you.
Pretty eyes. Eyes that see far.
The eagle's own eyes glitter with avarice.
So I'm going to assume that the ribbons were put on you by your deceased master there.
Master tied them on. Pretty,
Yep.
pretty ribbons. Match my pretty claws. Match your pretty eyes.
Peck, peck, peck. The eagle pecks free some choice lump of gristle from deep within the corpse. He swallows it whole, dark blood dripping from his beak, and matting the fluffy feathers at his throat.
Master died, but Master told me what to do. All my life told me you are what you eat. So I do. I will become the Master. Unless you are not the new Master, are you?
If you want to eat lords, kings, and even gods, come along and dine with me.
And if you want to be my Master, you must first become the Master. You are what you eat.
Well, I'm usually shape-shifted when I do this, but sure, why not?
You chew it for what seems like forever, yet the texture does not change in your mouth. Tough, yet moist. Leathery, yet slippery. It's disgusting. Sometimes you really wonder about how you make choices in life. Sometimes, like now. The eagle hops from claw to claw, peering up at you with a berserk and bird-like excitement.
See? Feel it? The power.
Yep, sure, it works. Now come along.
A hacking claw breaks free from his ebony beak. Those little button eyes seem to twinkle in the gloom.
Yes, kidney. Good for courage, good for warrior. You'll fight well, now Master's blood runs within you. Featherfall is with you. Together, we go together from here.
Featherfall hops eagerly onto your shoulder and digs his claws in deep. He pecks your cheek in what could charitably be called an affectionate manner. Blood drips from the wound. At least he didn't go for your eyes.
We now have a bird.
We died glorious.
They're still arguing.
An eternity of arguing.
I've
Ow.
spotted something.
The plinth of the statue bears a series of deep, circular scratches upon its stone. The statue can be rotated. The statue... You cringe at the sound of stone...
We need to find the statue's head for that one. So if you see a stone head anywhere...
It's gotta be somewhere around here.
And feel free to pick open some of these different ones and, like, pick some of these open. I don't think that one can be picked. I think you have to repair the statue, but...
Brother, help me, please.
What's the matter?
Isn't it obvious? Some thoughtless fool buried me in this grave like some common human. I can't be at peace in a place like this. I have to be put to rest according to lizard tradition. The eternal fire burns in the lizard quarter of the cemetery. I beg you, cast my remains into the fire. Set my spirit free. I will never know peace otherwise.
Okay, will do.
There must be the remains of that lizard spirit, just as he said.
Disembodied lizard leg. We're gonna take this right now, or it's gonna end up suffering a fate other than being chucked into the fire like it wants.
You have done me a great service, friend. Now, the Hall of Echoes beckons.
An elven ancestor tree. Even I can't deny the beauty.
The spirit ignores your presence, busy as it is resisting the pull of another, the ancestor tree, trying to take its source. All you feel is the spirit's resistance, and its anger, directed at the mother tree that has betrayed it. The spirit ignores your presence, busy as it is resisting the pull of another, the ancestor tree, trying to take its source. All you feel is its resistance, and its hate for the rebellious scion. The spirit ignores your presence, busy... The roots of a great ancestor tree reach from deep underground to the surface above and beyond. But this tree feels tainted. You are a scion of the elves. The mother tree demands your blood. You do not have a choice. She has a plan, and you must serve her with your death. You heed your mother's wishes and take root. But then you hear a voice, a friendly whisper from beyond. The voice knows you. He understands you. He loves you. He offers you your freedom and asks but one small service in return. Grateful, you accept. In an instant, you are an elf once more, walking in the world. But your new friend begins to make demands. Small services, then larger and more often. They cause you pain. At last, he bids you guard your tree. He expects you shall have guests. You shall kill the Godwoken when they come. Then you shall be free. Is
that Riker, then? Because he was bid to guard his tree. And if his tree is here...
Well, that's something I hadn't noticed in...
Well then, that makes some things make sense. Okay, if I'm right about that, yeah, Riker's definitely going to try to kill us at some point. So it's just a matter of who stabs who first, I guess. Still, we agreed to get the tablet, and we shall.
Found that statue.
The headless statue.
Good, you found it. Yeah, just to combine it. There you go. Arrow spray. Would actually be pretty good if we were doing Huntsman, but we are not, so it shall be sold. Okay, I think we've been over most of the graveyard at this point. I need to read and see if we picked up any notes from Kana that tell us what we need to be doing with those levers.
Locked in perpetual prayer. Keep trying, my friend.
Yeah, go ahead and open that up. I can make you more lockpicks, so we have a bunch of nails that I can make more with, so not a problem. Although I may need to do that for you soon. Page. This page looks to have been ripped out of a larger tome, said by locals to be a shard of the infamous weapon known as Anathema, and perhaps even responsible for causing Joanna Surrey's descent into madness. Yep, it's the thing Tarquin wants us to find. If the aging dowager was ever aware the family heirloom's value, she never let on. In the months before her death, Joanna's mind was lost to hate and hallucination. She would come to mysteriously chant 213 at the few servants that remained as they attended to her. To her bizarre beauty rituals by the... So, 213. So, it's not in there. It's in the larger... Oh, you can pick that up in two. So I have to stand on this button.
No, the door.
So let me double check it. 213.
Okay. Here's 2.
Yep.
What did that do?
Here's 1. And here is 3.
It did something.
There we go. That lets us down here.
Shame. All this wealth's just been going to waste.
Unlike so many other spirits, this one is hardly silent. She clicks and squawks the moment you approach her, like a cornered crow facing down a hungry owl.
Are you the new servant, then? My. You look like my old handbag, but dipped in cherry wine. You brought my tea, have you?
Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this, but play along and hold out an imaginary tea.
The spirit takes the invisible cup from you and takes a sip of non-existent liquid.
I've tasted better brews, but from the look of you, the refreshments won't be improving.
She waits a moment.
You expecting a tip? Well, here's one. Exfoliate.
Bow politely and ask about the heirloom.
That old thing. It was passed to me by my father, Johannius. And my father's father, Johannius. And my father's 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 father, Johannius. Don't know what happened to the one in the middle. Don't rightfully know what it's supposed to do. Johannius, the umpteens, brought it back from Blood Moon Island. I thought it might be good for stirring stew, but the cook gave it back. Said it made her feel funny. Whatever that...
So I think this is only a piece of it, judging by that text, so we might find more of it on Blood Moon Island.
Demonic chanting? Demonic chanting.
The spirit stands there smiling, as if she hadn't just uttered the words of demons. Luckily, you understood them. Anathema seeks blood.
Scholar tag OP. I'll bring you a better cup of tea if you explain what just happened.
You mean my display of proper posture and etiquette? The benefits of charm school, I don't expect you to qualify. Hurry back. The eyebrows still need plucking.
You feel the unusual object's vast energy before your hand even touches its smooth surface. Upon contact, the semi-transparent artifact shivers and speaks. You know this language. It is an archaic tongue, spoken only by demons for untold eons.
When as one, I am slayer of sin and the bane of the living. Restore my twin, make me whole. In archive of old the blade resides, an isle of blood where demons abide.
Going to try repeating the words that spirit spoke.
The object speaks once more, and you consider your fortune in understanding its demonic monologue.
I'm demon true, taken to Isle of Vaults, exorcised from host most dear. The priest, Surrey by name, confined my soul to blade of glass and bone, then split in twain when madness boiled his blood. Anathema, I'm called, but only halves before you. In archives rest the blade. The path is marked. Now on to Isle embark.
There are so many demonic artifacts in my backpack right now.
The heirloom is silent once more.
Wonder if your artifacts can converse with each other.
What the hell?
Ah. Okay.
I'm going to assume not Earth. Air. Air would probably be good. Turbulent wind? Dazing bolt? Lightning bolt? Warp. You know what I mean. Yeah, like right there. Clear-minded on me, please. Fortunately, they're kind of jammed in a weird corner. Hopefully, I'm hitting them all. I can't quite reach him. However, if I just go up here... assume water would probably work better than fire, and those are the two options I have. Yeah. Although my fire attack does so much more damage to begin with that... Oh, that one lived. And then missed. Twice. There.